What's up, guys? Welcome to Vita News. This is essentially where you get all your Vita news, whether great or small, whether bad or good. I mean, you're getting it. Well, today, actually, all the Vita news for today is pretty good, and that's pretty rare for Vita. So, I mean, that's always a great thing. Now, one of my favorite indie games of this year has to be, hands down, Guacamelee. This game is truly amazing. I give it pretty much a 9.0 in a review from 10. This game it's like one of those indie games that feel like it was highly productive. I mean, I would buy it in retail. I would literally go and buy it in retail. It was so good, and I was so mad that the story was kind of short, 5 hours long. To me, it's pretty short, but I really hoped it was longer because the game was amazing. Their first DLC is coming out. Thank God. I mean, this game is truly amazing of a game. You have to go try it out. Guacamelee, 100%. It's called Chickens and Skeletons. Now, the whole game was pretty much like a Mexican type feel, so this kind of fit in. If you don't know what the game is, then it probably sounds like a weird DLC, but Chickens and Skeletons. Now, this is essentially a costume pack. Now, these two, the Chickens and the Skeletons, has different powers, you know what I mean, if you play the game, and different abilities, so you can pretty much play the missions that you played originally, but the whole feel of the game is kind of different because you have these new costumes. If you're interested in this, it'll be out June 4th in North America and June 5th in Europe. Please, if you haven't played the game, I highly recommend it. Go check it out. Another great game on Xbox Live, literally like one of the last games I played on Xbox before I switched over to PS3, would have to be Limbo. This game was pretty weird at the time because indie development was just spawning out at this time, and Limbo really had a spotlight. It was pretty good. The art style was pretty cool. The game style was pretty cool as well. So if you know about Limbo, you will be happy to know that it'll be coming out to Vita. Now, if you knew that already, you also know that there wasn't a lot of detail coming out to this predicament. So now it does say here that Limbo will be coming out on June 6th. Good to know. And it really didn't do a US pricing yet, but if you do live in Europe, it will be $9.99. This one is kind of weird. It's not a bad thing, but I think they should have put another game, and that is Flower. You know that company that made Journey? Yeah, I would expect that the #1 selling game on PSN, well, the #1 indie game sold on PSN, which would be Journey, would be coming to Vita, but no, they put the first one, which isn't Journey, but it's kind of relevant, I guess, which is Flower. I mean, it wasn't a bad game, but it's kind of weird that you wouldn't put your #1 selling game to a console and you would put that one. Alright, the last piece of news would be with Sony Bing. Earlier this year, around January-ish, they stated that they're working on a new AAA retail game, PlayStation Vita title. So this obviously means that they could be making Uncharted, but this time around they stated that this will have a multiplayer aspect on it by putting a job listing for this game. Actually, I do think that they're trying to make a second Uncharted. The reason why they couldn't do the first one was because they weren't really familiar with the backwording on the PlayStation Vita, and they really wanted to work on the game itself. Now that they have all this time, they can go ahead and make a multiplayer aspect. So I predict it'll be a better version of Uncharted Golden Abyss, a longer version of course, with a multiplayer aspect on it, similar to Uncharted 3. Alright guys, there goes Vita News. Thanks for watching. Please sub, like, and if you really like this video, please comment down below. Oh, don't forget to ask me a question if you have a question to ask me. Thanks, guys.